Technically, they can hear us, but because my mouse vanished because the buttons don't work. I have to completely reset up everything. So, hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast. I know we're not up yet.
This is great.
This is
really
yeah.
Now we're actually
there. It is. How you guys doing, everyone? A little bit of technical difficulties, camera issues on both sides. My camera issue was a pretty easy fix. His took a little bit longer to fix, and then so a little bit why things are delayed. And then on top of that,
I fixed mine first. You were struggling over there.
I literally unplugged my cord and plugged it back in, and it was done.
I restarted my computer. I was
done in half a second.
I reinstalled Windows.
How you guys doing?
Reinstalled Windows.
Welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode 65. How you guys doing tonight? I hope you're having an awesome day, an awesome week. We have a really good show for you today. Not going to be one of the longest episodes ever because it's going to be a single topic podcast. But we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct rumors. If you're not into talking about rumors, you're not into the conversations around it, I don't want to hear your bitching. It's in the title. It's in the thumbnail. You chose to be here. You chose to be here. So don't choose to come to a conversation about it. I don't want to hear that, oh, Nate's making a 20-minute video on his channel where he's just giving all his opinion. No, I don't actually do that anymore. So I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to hear that Nate talks too much because I barely talk anymore. My video today had 7.5 minutes worth of actual audio recording, and a minute of it got cut out. So it only hit 8 minutes because I cheated the system and played a song for a minute at the end.
Woo!
But I played a good song. So I made sure it was worth listening to.
And the rumors and the speculation.
What is even going on with this
Welcome.
podcast right now?
I am your host as always, Nathaniel Uncle Chance. Across the table over here, we got Eric Moore. How's it going, bud? He's been helping me out behind the scenes a bit this week with the website and all that. We're in the home stretch. We'll have a little bit of news on that. We also have a brand new member to our podcast channel. Welcome, Logan LeBlanc. He is now a primer. Welcome to the primer crew over here. Nice. This is not the member of the board. This is a different channel. Yeah. So welcome,
what is this,
buddy.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Ghostbusters. Dun, 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 dun. Behind us, in the middle, on the big television that's bigger than my entire set, is Mr. Mike Odyssey. How we doing, buddy?
Doing good. You see my nostrils?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
They're almost as big as my head.
Hold on.
Trying to stick your head off the phone. Anyways, yeah. So number one, I want to just do a quick little plug. Everyone needs to go watch Mike Odyssey's last In Topic podcast. It was really, really damn good. You guys need to check it out. He has voice actors and all these special guests coming on like the rest of this year while he wraps up season 1. Season 2, yours truly might be kicking off an episode, but it's still going to be a while. It's actually ways off. So I literally don't even know when it's going to happen. And he's going to be like, hey, this is the month. And I'm going to be like, hey, I didn't pay my bills. My internet's gone. But yeah, you guys should go check out his podcast. He does a really great job. Kind of the sort of interview style podcast, if you would, which is really, really cool. I like interview style podcasts, especially since I'm hearing from people that actually impact the things I'm playing and enjoying. His last one had the voice actor, I think, of Dracula from Hotel Transylvania 4. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You guys should go check that out. Because for those who don't know, it was not Adam Sandler, even though it sounded like Adam Sandler.
It did.
Sounded like crazy like Adam Sandler.
But that's because it's a voice impressionist, a very well-known one.
Yeah.
Anyways, how you guys doing? Let's get into what we start every podcast with. And that is, what have we been playing lately? So I'll kick it over to Eric. Have you played anything? Well, he's got a Switch with him, but that doesn't mean you played.
It was here the whole time.
So that answers that question. The answer is, Eric left his Switch here again. And now he's moving it to a spot that he might remember it, but he'll probably forget.
Yeah.
Because that's where he left it last time.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
I have to pick my phone up. I'm not going to forget my phone.
So yeah, but so your phone's never moving the rest of the night till you go home.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Shit.
So Eric played nothing. If that wasn't clarified there. Mike Perez, how about you, buddy?
Today, wait, what did I play over the week? Played something over the week. I think I played a little bit of Animal Crossing. I played. What did I play? I played this game that they sent me called Boat something. Boat Thunder. Boat.
Oh,
Oh, thunder.
please tell me it's not boats and hoes because I thought that was a song or a musical group from Step Brothers.
Smash Boats or Boat Smash.
Might as well be boats and hoes.
But
This is getting better. Okay.
It's hilarious because the whole game takes place in the bathroom, right? So it's like in a big tub full of water, and there's boats just fighting each other, and then once you pass that level, you jump over to the toilet, and that's like the most disgusting level ever. The water is like all green and yellow, and you see the turds floating around and everything.
That's freaking awesome.
It's
Love it.
horrible. Yeah, and then
See, this
then
is what we're talking about with 4D, guys. You could smell the toilet.
and then it jumps over to the I think the sink, and it's like while the big person is washing their brushing their teeth, and then I think they spit in the middle and everything. It's just like a crazy game. Played that one, and then today I played the collection, the Tortuga Turtle collection. Tortugas.
Nice.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection thingy. That's
Cowabunga
pretty-
collection?
Yes, it has, man.
Like all the classics, yeah.
They thought about everything except for actually putting the comics in there. But they put the comics covers. All of the covers for the comics are in there. I was like hoping I could actually read them because that would have made it even better, you know? But they have all the covers. They have all the history. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, everything I don't have the collection yet, but everything I read about it, pretty much every review said and concluded with the Cowabunga collection has now set a new standard for classic game collections.
Or collections. Yep. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Everything else is lazy compared to that.
All right. Over here, you guys know, I get into it a little bit later towards the end of the podcast. I'm really busy on a website. We'll talk about that. And some changes maybe even coming to this channel. We'll talk about that as well. But what I want to actually mention is I did play a game. It's called Splatoon 3.
Hey, I played that too.
Well, I don't know what you were doing, Mike. I just know what I was doing. The only sad part is I actually was really busy in the second half of the day, so I never got to actually experience the tricolor stuff.
In color?
Yeah, the tricolor splash second half of the Splatfest.
Okay, so you play black and white the entire time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, there's color? I thought everything is black and white. That's the way the world is.
Black and white.
I mean, is color real when we're one of the few species that can actually see it?
Could be right? What is color real?
I mean, everything is technically just made up by your brain, so.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Is color actually real? Because technically, like, I'm seeing the green on Mike's shirt, but am I? I'm actually seeing the color his shirt's not absorbing.
Yes.
So I'm not really seeing green. I'm seeing green being rejected.
What if I'm the only person that exists in the entire planet?
Wait a second. Is that why I can see you guys? Because you guys are just rejections of the universe?
Yep.
I'm just seeing the universal rejects.
Yep.
That's how we perceive reality.
Hey, welcome to the Universal Reject Podcast.
So I played Splatoon 3. Obviously I didn't get to enjoy the newest aspect of it, which was the tricolor stuff going on. So I can't really speak a lot on it. That's why I haven't made a video on it, because I didn't feel like it was appropriate to make an impression video on something that the major new thing I didn't actually play. So what I can say from my experience, and you guys saw me live streaming it and playing with some of you, is, I mean, it feels like Splatoon. And I actually mean that as a good thing. I know some people kind of feel like, well, it's just the same game. I get that. But what we have to understand is the gameplay is fundamentally, of course, going to be the same.
Yeah.
We didn't get to experience a lot of the new. They have new stuff in the salmon run, right? We don't get to experience that. That wasn't here. We only got to experience really, two of the new weapon class. We got to experience the two new weapon classes with one weapon in each class. And then we got to see the town, and then we got to experience the Splatfest, where the new Splatfest thing, we got to experience that. But if you think about it, Splatfests don't happen all the damn time. They're not what you're doing a majority of time in the game. So the new part of that Splatfest was that there was 3 choices, and then the tricolor. Well, that's what you got to experience that was new. And some people, from what I heard, said maybe the tricolor stuff wasn't balanced. I don't know. Didn't get to experience it. Can't really give an opinion on it.
Yeah.
But from what I did experience, I like the way the game plays. I think the motion controls have been tuned even better for my liking, anyways. From Splatoon 2, I'm still getting used to it after not using motion since Splatoon 1. So I'm still kind of getting used to it, but I'm starting to feel it the more I was playing it, and people saw it live on stream. Like, I don't have to sit here and pretend. People saw live during a 3.5, 4 hours live stream. Watched me go from somebody getting wrecked to somebody wrecking others, because it's not like riding a bike. Because I was never really great at Splatoon, but it was one of those, I was catching on to the controls. I was catching on to a weapon class I know and I'm familiar with. And I was getting better in real time as people were watching. And that was kind of fun, watching myself even realize, hey, this is why you got to keep playing. Don't get discouraged. Some people, oh, how could I compete with all these people? Like, you just got to keep playing. You just got to keep playing, and you got to pick up on things. You got to realize, man, maybe my sensitivity is not quite right because I couldn't turn quite right. Maybe I do need to turn. Like, I turned the motion controls off for a moment, and then I realized there were some times that I was just slightly off and hitting an opponent that would have been an easy adjustment with the motion controls, but the sticks didn't quite jump to where I wanted to, even after adjusting sensitivity on the sticks. So this is one of those things where, hey, if you're new to Splatoon, don't be discouraged because there's a lot of people that are really, really good out the gate. Because guess what? They're playing in the pro ranks. They're going to be ranked up way ahead of you anyways, and you're not going to see them for very long. They're going to go way past you, and then you'll be with similarly skilled people, and you can work your ranks up that way and work your skill level up to the top tier if that's something that you desire. But I had a lot of fun. I think the town looks incredible. This thing's massive compared to any other Splatoon.
The town red.
Dude, that town is crazy. And, like, think about some of the new things we did experience. As an example, there's an entire random event that happens, like, once every 3 months where the town itself gets attacked and you get to defend it. Like, that's a whole thing we didn't get to experience. We didn't get to experience any of the single player. So, like, I can't really judge it on saying, oh, it felt like Splatoon, so why did we have it? I'm like, okay, and when you go play a demo of Call of Duty, doesn't it just feel like Call of Duty?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what well, to be fair, a lot of times the demos of Call of Duty, they do single player demos. So you do, like, it feels new because you're playing single player. And they didn't do a single player demo because Nintendo wants to test out their new online server system they're using for this. And I don't have too many complaints. Almost every crash I had was when I went to the home screen to add friends.
Yeah, I had a few crashes during the game. I tried to live stream it too. Sometimes it froze and then start playing again, but later in the game, like for everybody, the game continued, but for me, it kind of froze. And sometimes it just completely kicked me out. But when I got back in, it warned me like, "Hey, you left the game, so next time you leave, you're gonna be penalized, and then next time you won't be able to play with everybody else." So I put me in the corner, like, but I didn't leave on purpose, you know. It was just you kicked me out. So I felt that. I also saw some. I played Splatoon 2 because I hadn't played that game before, so I wanted to compare it, like, before I played this one, and I realized that the new weapons make it more of a, if you are into pro Splatoon, make it more of a tactical game. Like, there are certain weapons that are not great. For example, if you want to just hit people straight forward, they're not great for that. They're made for a certain type of like, maybe from afar or doing something or just splatting the area more. It makes it more like a tactical game. So if you are into pro Splatoon, then you have to kind of get with your crew. You get that weapon because you're going to shoot from afar. You get the grappling one because you're going to go ahead and from the top, you know, you get this one.
That's
because
the only thing I couldn't figure out was the grappling. I could never get it to work.
Yeah, that one worked for me, and it was pretty cool because I could go from one top of a area to the other top, and then just hide behind there, shoot from the back, and then just go back to where I was like that. And I was I was
Dude,
able to finish.
can you imagine that ability if you had a snipe? Just being able to zip away super far where they can't get to you, and then you just snipe them. That'd be sick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. We got to make our team like Eric, Nate. We need one more player, right? Is it
I'm still
three or
waiting for
four
Eric to
players?
get Mario Kart, so so let's not count. I don't think we've
I will
done.
not be the one. I will not be one
I
of
don't
them.
think I've done any multiplayer games with you on Switch, have I? Besides the attempt at Crystal Chronicles, which was sorry to bring up that bad memory.
What's-
No, we did play some Kirby.
I suppose, yeah, we did technically do Kirby.
Wait, that's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like a game.
yeah, we beat it back
Oh,
in
it's
the day.
a
on
phenomenal
GameCube,
game on the GameCube.
and then they remastered it, and the remaster killed a bunch of the multiplayer features and some of the world features, and I don't know why.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they did not implement it well.
Break what wasn't broken? I'm confused. I understand like there was a lot of criticisms of the original game, so they wanted to fix things up, but they didn't really replace it with anything. It just doesn't work. Like things just don't work.
Like,
It's weird.
why I don't advance in my own character story while playing with him.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
The entire point of the game is to play together, and all of a sudden we can't advance. Now, I understand the original game was built to be played in a single system, so I understand that part, but you're bringing it out in a remaster where people play online. Why would you change the system? Why
Right.
you just expand it to work online? That was one of the most frustrating parts because it defeated the purpose of playing with friends. Absolutely defeated the whole purpose because you're not advancing together.
Yeah.
So it was weird. It's like we'd have to play part on my game, then leave, and then have to join his game, play part on his game. So we both. It was just dumb. It's like you're playing the game through twice. It's weird. Paul Gale on the Nintendo Prime podcast when he's been on the podcast before. Paul Gale's always welcome on the podcast. So let's get into the big topic of the day. Because we can talk about Splatoon 3 all we want. Bottom line is, hey, we don't get to really play it again unless we're... I mean, I'm not going to San Diego. Or not San Diego, sorry. It's the Redmond. PAX West. I'm not going to PAX West. Because they'll have Splatoon 3 at PAX West September 2nd through the 5th. This weekend, basically. And I'm not going there, so I'm not going to get to play it. So the next time I get to play it's on launch day. Unless Nintendo decides to grace me with a review copy. Which I haven't gotten since... Triforce Heroes? I think Triforce Heroes was the last time I got an actual review copy in time to do a review. Then I made a walkthrough instead.
Okay.
So, let's talk about the big topic. The topic of the day. The reason that 77 plus people are here. Besides to see Mike's beautiful face. And that
70?
is Nintendo Direct rumors. Just going to give sort of a recap. So all of us listeners, Eric, we're all on the same page with what's happening here. Okay. So the rumors for a direct really started with one of the more typical rumor people out there where Nate the Hate on his podcast for like 2 episodes in a row kind of hinted that there's going to be a direct happening and then said emphatically on Twitter like 5 days ago, yeah, we're getting a direct next month. Now, he won't clarify if it's, a mini, a general, or no partner showcase. It'd be weird to get 2 partner showcase ones in a row, but yeah, he didn't really specify on that. He just said it's happening. And that's really that. He also said a few things related to supposed new Switch hardware, but we're not going there at this time. And then Jeff Grubb, you guys might know who he is. If you don't, he is an actual video game journalist. He's not some random username on the internet. He works at Giant Bomb. He also works, I think, for... You know what? I don't want to...
Don't want to blow it.
No, I used to know all the outlets for him because I think he works at 3 different ones right now. Let me see. So, yeah, he doesn't list them anymore. I believe he worked at Video Game Chronicle at one point. In 2 other places. A lot of the work he does now, he does a lot of video work and a lot of work at Giant Bomb. I think he's a full-timer at Giant Bomb at the moment. Plus, he has some of his own shows that he branched off, like The Last of the Nintendogs that he does with another fellow journalist. Anyways, he's in the know. He's been connected. He's been talking about rumors about all sorts of things. and leaking information for many, many years. He's not new to this game. And if you track if you keep a record of the things he has said that he heard that happened versus the things he said he heard that didn't happen, the list is like 3-1 on the things that have happened versus didn't happen. And one thing I always appreciate about Jeff is because he is in front of people now all the time. Yep. And because he kind of had a meteoric rise on like people were starting to post everything he says, and it really caught him off guard because he's been doing this a long time. Why are you suddenly now caring what I say? But it's interesting because now that he's out there, he takes on the criticism. Come at him. He does live streams. Come at him. He will explain calmly and clearly why some things don't happen or why things he knows about and might discuss at some point never ever come to fruition. Like he's talked about with things like Nintendo, as he found out from a very reliable source, he says, which sounds like probably someone who works at Nintendo, is that Nintendo sits on a bunch of games. They have games done, several of them, that they don't announce, that they just sit on. And they've been doing it this entire generation.
I believe it.
Apparently, Fire Emblem is just done. A brand new Fire Emblem game is just done. It's been done all year. It's gone gold. It's done. They haven't even announced it. Obviously we know about Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, but that's a totally different story there. Apparently Metroid Prime Remaster is supposedly done. The Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD were supposedly ported as well and are completely done, and they're just sitting on them. None of these games have been announced. And we all know there's a rumored Donkey Kong game supposedly. Maybe that game's also done. And he was actually surprised here because he knew that Nintendo sat on games. He didn't realize Nintendo sat on the amount of games they sit on. Because it's like, oh, your release schedule, maybe it's a little bare. Why are you sitting on so many damn games? I mean, the release schedule hasn't been bare lately. But it's one of those, Nintendo just, hey, they like to have bullets in the chamber when stuff happens. What if, hey, pandemic number 15 billion of our lifetimes ends up happening next year. And all of a sudden, all the games get pushed back. Well, now they got bullets in the chamber to send out. So, yeah, Nintendo likes to sit on a bunch of stuff, supposedly, according to Jeff Grubb. And what he put out there for 2 straight podcasts himself with the last of the Nintendogs, really this last one being the biggest one. Because the one before that, he just kind of speculated. He's like, yeah, I think there'll be a Direct. And because they've had a Direct for 6 straight Septembers. And even the one they didn't, that's when they did the big Mario 35th anniversary blowout. So that kind of filled that gap in that year where we weren't getting Directs. And then he just said, hey, you know what? And this was just yesterday, guys. There is 100% a Direct happening in September. Period. Not an opinion. Not some, hey, this is what I think. No, I know there is 100% a Direct happening next month. Now, you might go, how can he know that? Even if he doesn't know anything about Nintendo games, he said he knows about some third-party games that are in the Direct. He said they weren't anything like super exciting. I mean, they just had a partner showcase that kind of blew their load with exciting ones. But he knows about some of them that are going to be in there. And for those that don't know how those contracts work, the contracts with third-party developers for Directs, when they want to be featured in a Direct, it just says that we will feature you in a Direct in this month, but it doesn't say what kind of Direct it is. You basically send them your trailer, your footage, and Nintendo decides how they're going to show it and what kind of Direct it's going to be. So he just knows about some games that are going to be shown, but nothing that's really, oh yeah, you guys get super excited when I tell you about, that car parking game that I talked about today. You remember it because you saw it at an Indie World once.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Anyways, getting into the brunt of what Jeff said, not only did he say that there is going to be a Direct, he said quite confidently that his sources have told him that the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD will be at this Direct. Now, the interesting part is he has his hair on the line because he said Metroid Prime Remastered is coming out this November. And he said if it doesn't, he will literally shave his head. And he's got really long hair. If you guys ever look him up, he's got really long curly hair. He's been growing it his whole life. So that's like a really big, bold statement for him to make. But he said they could announce it here. However, none of his sources have told him it's actually being announced in this Direct.
Ruh-roh.
So that's rut roll for him. But it also could just be, hey, they just don't have an update on it. It's still coming out this holiday. Obviously, maybe they think they don't have to say anything because it should be obvious it would be in this one. But this is where things get extra spicy. He mentions, says he can't really verify per se, but he mentions that this kind of seems to be a Zelda direct that is going to end with a bang. And not just the bang of Twilight Princess HD and the Wind Waker HD, but Breath of the Wild 2 being seen again. Now, okay, sure, Breath of the Wild 2, right? We know it's coming spring 2023. Some people really want to see it. And when you get to see it this summer, sure, okay, they might drop a trailer and start getting the advertising campaign going. But this isn't just going to be your average, let's tease some more gameplay trailer. No. He is fairly confident, not knowing 100% for sure, but fairly confident it's going to be the one that drops the name of the game. And that's what's got the internet buzzing today. Now, he's clarified many, many times. He doesn't know for certainty. But it's out there now. It's floating. Nintendo Direct. He also mentioned that one of his sources told him that the Nintendo Direct will be happening after the 12th. So that would be the week of Tokyo Game Show. And but he mentioned another another Giant Bomb employee or whatever mentioned something like, "Hey, actually, it's going to be next week." Which if it was next week, it would fall in line with what Nintendo has done every September. The last 6 Septembers, they have had their Nintendo Direct in September or their Mario 35th anniversary celebration. They've had it exactly a week before the Tokyo Game Show the last 6 years. However, Splatoon 3 comes out. So there's Splatoon 3 next week, plus an American holiday with Labor Day. So it could be one of those things where maybe Nintendo's like, we'll just do it the same week as Tokyo Game Show. Now, they will not overlap it. It's highly unlikely Nintendo would ever overlap it with Tokyo Game Show because they're doing business meetings. Nintendo they don't participate in the actual show and show games, but Nintendo is always there with business meetings with their partners. So Nintendo's factually at Tokyo Game Show behind the scenes. So they usually don't show directs or have never shown a direct during a Tokyo Game Show. So if you're looking at dates, people are like, oh, then the 14th, that's a Wednesday. Yeah, but at the time they show it, it might be the following day in Japan when Tokyo Game Show starts. So probably that Tuesday, and that was something that Jeff brought up is, so not next week Tuesday, but the following Tuesday is kind of what he thinks is going to happen, even though we all know, you can look at the history, the last 6 of them happened on a Wednesday or Thursday. But hey, this is just a timing thing. It could also happen next week, and then it could still be a Wednesday or a Thursday.
I'm hoping it happens within the next 2 weeks because there is a very decent possibility that it might
14 days. It should be in the next 14 days.
Yes. So, because there's a very possible ability that I will not be here that week of the 20th because I may be on site for work. So, hopefully it doesn't happen that week because...
Well, that sucks. Now I hope it happens that week, and it's the biggest like Breath of the Wild 2 blowout ever, and Eric gets to miss the entire conversation.
But not next because on the 7th, I think that's when Apple has their event.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, nobody cares about Apple.
Nobody cares. I will say this. I don't think Nintendo would delay an event because of Apple. I will say that.
And because if they want to at least take the week of news and be trending on the news. But if Apple announces something that's groundbreaking, it might overshadow what's happening.
No, Apple's not going to overshadow video game news and video games.
What if Apple announces a new console, gaming console?
I don't think Nintendo's worried about Apple announcing a new console.
No, yeah, I don't mean I'm not talking about competition wise. I'm saying news wise. You know, like
yeah, but I think what I'm trying to say is I think they're in different categories. Apple's tech news, Nintendo's gaming news. They trend in different categories.
But if Apple releases a new console, then
that'd be interesting.
That will be interesting because it's a brand new.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
sure. I could see that, but if Nintendo
where's the breaking news sound?
Like this is for me. Like if Nintendo drops Breath of the Wild 2 news, no one's going to care about that console unless it has a killer game. Like it has to have a killer game better than Breath of the Wild 2, or no one's going to care. You can have a console all you want if you don't have the big games.
What if Breath of the Wild 2 goes to Apple?
Yeah. Well, then I think it would be a joint event probably at that point. That is the direct. Thanks for letting me know to watch the Apple event.
Yeah.
that usually would have like iPhone news and other things, and instead we're watching that event because Nintendo's partnering and bringing Breath of the Wild 2 to the
No. You
new
can
Apple
use your
system.
iPhone as a controller for your Switch.
No, I thought we did away with this back with the Wii U. I'm good.
Come on.
I'm good. I'm good.
Nah, no,
No, but no, I hear what you're saying. Apple obviously is a really big company. They always grab a lot of headlines when they do their September events and stuff. I just think they're in different categories. I'm not really that concerned about it. As an example, all of the video game YouTube channels will likely not be saying a word about Apple the entire week,
yeah,
but they will about Nintendo.
I would say the 14th. That's where I feel it will happen.
Sure. I mean, it's going to happen sometime in the next 14 days, at least according to what everyone is saying and according to just the history. The only reason I don't lean to the 14th is because that would be the following day in Japan, which is Tokyo Game Show.
But Apple did push a partner direct towards the end of the month, July. So they could very well do it on 28th. They do it.
Sure, they can do it anytime they want. I mean, let's just be honest.
I said Apple. Sorry, I mean.
Yeah, you meant Nintendo. I know what you meant. I was like, Apple didn't push them. That was Nintendo deciding. We want to be clear of everyone.
But Nintendo does whatever they want. So
I also think there was a purpose to that timing because Ubisoft wanted to do an event for Mario plus Rabbids the following day. So I think Nintendo's like, well, then let's do our direct before your event.
Yeah.
So I think there was a little teamwork between Ubisoft and Nintendo on the timing. And people don't really talk about that, but it's like, you realize Ubisoft had a planned event. You think Nintendo didn't know about what Mario was doing that day? Yeah, they knew. So they knew that ahead of time. That was probably the plan the entire month because they knew. Like, hey, Ubisoft has this event. We're going to be doing our direct the day before. So we can be the ones to be like, hey, look at this. And Ubisoft would be like, cool, you're going to advertise our event. We'll take it.
Right.
So, setting aside the date, I mean, I don't. Eric, do you have any thought? Honestly, we're all just speculating. We have no idea when the hell this thing's happening.
Yeah.
September begins tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I know. That's
By the way,
crazy.
last podcast of August.
That's insane.
We're heading to the fall soon.
It's insane.
Not yet.
2022. This year's done. we're entering the final 4 months of the 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final third.
No.
We're in the not even the back half. The back third.
Yeah.
It's like the back 40. But no, we're entering what is usually the most exciting time for gamers. I know we get excited about June. We get excited about sometimes early in the year, like February directs and stuff like that. But this is usually the most exciting time for gamers because basically from September through December is when a lot of the biggest games of the year come out. Not all of them. Of course, we had Elden Ring earlier this year. Some people would argue Xenoblade 3 or Kirby and the Forgotten Land was a really good game for a lot of people. I was trying to think of something for Xbox, but they really didn't release anything this year. Sorry. I mean, I'm just being honest. They really didn't have a big game this year because Microsoft.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, their games were all kind of pushed to next year. So, and it just happens. They had kind of a down, not a down year sales wise, but a down year in terms of, in terms of big releases. Sony's got, they just had The Last of Us. Its reviews today looking pretty solid. Not surprised there. High 80s. I think 88, 89 on Metacritic.
Somebody in the chat brought a good point. Quesadilla. Okay, quesadilla.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was,
Calcidia? What? That's a
Calcidia.
really weird. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, 9/23 was the direct last year. So
Yes, but 9/23 was also exactly 1 week before Tokyo Game Show, which
And then
happened on 9/30 last year,
when is Tokyo Game Show this year?
the 15th.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So it's
Tokyo Game Show was weirdly late last year. It's usually not that late.
Okay.
And Nintendo kept the tradition of exactly 1 week before. Here's the direct, which exactly 1 week before would be next week Thursday, which would be clear of Apple's event, I think, for the day.
Yeah.
So that could actually work out timing wise too. But it's all about speculation at that point. Like it's all speculation in general. We don't know when it's happening. Unless you guys are you guys buddies with Nintendo and I don't even know. Like
dad works for
literally,
Nintendo.
we already had the big announcement from Mike last week. So if anybody's connected
Right.
directly to Doug Bowser's brain,
Right.
it's Mike.
What?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll just forget about the Nintendo Con next year. It's so far out still. So
Yeah.
I don't envy the planning that you have to do. Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be a uphill battle,
Yes,
but we'll get there.
I hope so. So let's get to the exciting part, and that is Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild 2. 3 Zeldas. What?
A Switch Pro.
And a Switch Pro. That would be, oh my God.
So I'm glad you brought up the Switch Pro. This was not actually going to be part of the conversation today, but Mike literally told me today, oh yeah, I talked about Switch Pro in my video today. And I remember Mike explicitly saying he would not talk about it on his channel again until there was actual news. And then he went on to tell me, but Jeff Grubb, well, can you verify what Jeff Grubb said? No, then it's a rumor, ergo it's not actual news. But tell me why you had to talk about it. Tell me.
So I had a good reason. Okay, it's because I felt listen, Linda, listen.
Listen, Linda.
Look,
Yes.
look.
Let me tell you.
We have never been in a situation like this before. We like so late in the year, and we literally have no games for next year. Don't say Breath of the Wild 2 because that was for 2022. That was delayed, so that doesn't count.
It's announced for 2023. How does it not count?
Doesn't count. It's delayed.
Delayed to spring of 2023. So it's an early 2023 game. How does it not count?
By this time last year, we already had, I would say, 60% of the calendar filled for 2022. This year, Nintendo's holding back. Nintendo's
at this time last year, we didn't know when Bayonetta 3 was coming. We found that out at the Direct in September.
No, we only found out
or October or whatever it was, or maybe it was this year.
Yeah, let me go ahead and let me.
I don't remember, but we didn't know about that. Like we even know Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was coming this summer?
All right, Linda, wait, look.
I'm pretty sure we didn't know anything past Kirby, is what I'm trying to tell you.
All right, so February, we knew Legends Arceus was coming in January. We knew about Triangle Strategy.
Yes.
We knew about Splatoon 3.
Yes.
Okay. We knew about Advance Wars, which was delayed. We knew about Sparks of Hope. We knew about Kirby.
Yeah, we didn't know about Sparks of Hope. I'll give you that.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Okay, that's half of the calendar. That's 1, 2, 3,
But
4.
Nintendo Switch Sports. We didn't know about Mario Strikers. We didn't know about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We didn't know about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I can keep going.
Listen. All that was in February Direct, which was Nintendo Switch Sports February Direct, Mario Strikers February Direct, Fire Emblem February Direct, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 February Direct, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet February Direct. So
we found out about it this year.
Pretty sure that this month is not February.
No, but I'm saying that I'm saying half. I'm not saying the entire month. I'm saying half.
But Nintendo also has the tradition of we got a bunch of games this year, so we're not going to get as many next year. That's just the way Nintendo is.
We never know. Never know.
It's going to be a complete reboot.
I mean, do you remember like when we got Animal Crossing and then there was nothing?
So let me finish my thought for a second here.
All right, so the reason why we have no games, okay, is because maybe these games were made, but they need to also be compatible with the Switch Pro. That is coming in the first 3 or 4 months of next year. So Nintendo's waiting to have those games go gold on our regular Switches and on the Switch Pro, so that, you know, then we have a full compatibility across all consoles. So that's it. That's the bottom line. Because that's it. So
okay, well, you're not Stone Cold. You also said that you would not talk about Switch Pro on your channel until there was actual news, and now here you are going off on speculation.
I made the news today.
He made the news.
You can't make the news. You speculated on the news.
I make the news.
It's my channel. I do what I want.
I mean, it's fine. He can do what he. I'm just saying he technically broke his own rule. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I didn't make the promise that I would never talk about Switch Pro. So
Well, it wasn't really a promise. It wasn't really a promise.
I talked about Switch Pro this week too.
Yeah, that's good.
But I did something very smart. It was not in the headline.
No,
It was not in the headline at all. Thankfully, I had Nintendo Direct stuff I could talk about instead. So I had a headline that people don't get as mad about. But I did get to talk about it this week without people yelling at me. So you know what? I'll take that as a win.
Take a win.
I have not been able to talk about Switch Pro on my channel without being yelled at until this week. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prime 5, Prime 5, Prime 5. 1 of 5 stories. And the funny thing is, I cheated that day, and it was actually 1 of 4 stories.
yeah.
But
As long
whatever.
as it's not on the title or the thumbnail, and then you put it in Prime 5, and then you just.
And the funny thing
continue-
is, it was the lead story too. It was the very first story I talked about. So it's like I didn't even wait. Like, oh, let's tease. Oh yeah, okay. You know the headline one's gonna be the last story. Yeah, but I'm kicking it off with the thing you don't want to hear about
yeah,
because you're gonna stick through because you want to get to the direct.
yeah.
Lol.
But anyways, people didn't get mad. I actually gained subscribers from that. So I'm actually gaining subscribers from my daily videos now. It's kind of nice.
Hooray.
I'm still not at a positive growth yet, but we're on our way. I think last I checked, we're now negative 11 for the last 30 days.
Good.
Oh, man, we were negative 150 last month, so let's
Hey.
take it. We'll take that win. Anyway.
Right.
So, look, Zelda. Everyone who has ever watched my channel knows if there's Zelda rumors, Zelda speculation, Zelda anything, true or not, I'm there. Because I love that franchise so much. It has meant so much to my life, my childhood, even my adult life, even my career here on YouTube. Literally, this channel basically got kicked off with Breath of the Wild. So, I really, really have an affinity for this franchise. And obviously, the hardest thing I'm having right now is hyping responsibly. I'm trying to set the expectation in my mind. Jeff Grubb didn't specifically say we are getting Breath of the Wild 2, so don't expect it. But then he also said Twilight Princess HD and The Wind Waker HD, 2 of my favorite Zelda games. And frankly, I'll be honest, I didn't beat them in HD on the Wii U. Might do that on live stream right here. So I'm kind of excited. And I know I should be more excited for new games. I just don't. I can't let myself believe that Breath of the Wild 2 is happening in this, I was gonna say this month, September. I can't let myself believe it. I can't. Now, there are things I want to believe that Jeff Grubb really isn't talking about. Things like a new Mario game being announced would be sweet for 2023. I would like to see that. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. We can start the year with Zelda and cap it with Mario. Let's repeat 2017. Let's do it.
Yep.
But I have no idea what they're going to show. I'm pretty confident there'll be one, but we are just talking about rumors. This isn't direct knowledge. I can't verify anything he says. At least I can't. I don't have sources. Literally.
Mike verified it.
Mike
By
verified it.
himself.
He makes the news.
Yeah, I did.
Remember, he makes the news. So he said Switch Pro early next year. It's happening.
Yep.
Yep, I heard it from the grapevine. The grapevine told me to tell you, and I'm telling you now.
Is it Pro or 2? That's what I need to know.
It's gonna be called a Super Switch.
So is that Pro or 2?
What?
Is that
Yes.
like a next generation Switch, or is that just a mid-gen upgrade?
No, it's the same. It's the same generation Switch, just an upgraded Switch.
By using the name of a new generation system from Nintendo's past.
Super Nintendo Switch.
You know what? This is Nintendo just confusing everything. It makes sense.
I mean,
Remember
wouldn't put it past
when
Nintendo to
when
do
we
it.
got the new Nintendo 3DS, but it was
right.
also the same generation.
right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or the 3DS, which I guess was a number higher, 3 numbers higher than the DS. I
mean, yeah.
But then it had 3D, so it was like this clever play on. I don't know. At least I understood the marketing.
Yeah.
It's a 3D DS. I get it.
They might go the Dragon Ball route. Call it Nintendo Switch Super.
Oh. So, how excited are we to see some Zelda this month?
It's guaranteed. It's coming guaranteed. It's happening guaranteed. At least those 2 ports. I'm not sure if I'm not sure about the title of Breath of the Wild. Not that we might hear.
What do you mean? I remember seeing a video on your channel where you emphatically said, "I know the title."
Well, I said no, that was a speculation video.
It didn't say speculation in the title.
No. Well, I said in the video like 20 times. But
So you clickbaited me. Thanks.
I didn't clickbait anybody. I didn't say. I just put title, plot, and what did I put?
He doesn't even remember his own. He forgot how bad he clickbaited. So
Yeah. It wasn't a clickbait. It was just not all the information. I can't fit all the information on one title. On one
yeah. We can't fit the word
Yeah.
opinion. We can't fit the word speculation
No.
at the beginning
No.
of the title.
I don't
That's
like
like saying we
takes up too many
can't
characters.
fit the word rumor in the title.
Takes up too many characters. Too many characters.
I don't get along with the word rumor or speculation. I am speculation, but you know.
I'm just giving you crap, man. It's kind of like when you posted that Breath of the Wild 2 extended trailer title and date, and it's like, dude.
Wait,
Well,
was that the video?
No, that was a different video. But like literally, you read that and it's in all caps, and the first thing that comes to your mind, I clicked on it even, and I'm like, there's no way he has an exclusive new extended trailer for Breath of the Wild. But you know what? Maybe I missed something today that the whole internet will be blowing up about if I did miss. And then I clicked on it like, oh, this is a fan made trailer, and I'm just like, Mike.
I made it. It's an extended trailer that I made.
With a title and date.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it says trailer, title, and date. That's why I named the video. Trailer, title, and date. So I spoke about a trailer. I spoke about a title.
And it's one date.
So I really didn't clickbait anybody. Those were just enticing words. Oh wait, title. Oh wait, date. I want a date. Oh wait, trailer. I wonder if people who live in trailers might have clicked on it just because of that. So you know,
I mean,
that you know,
yeah. He didn't
how you
lie
get-
in the video.
He's
yeah, I didn't lie in
pulling
the
a
video.
Nate.
Yeah.
It's really
yeah.
fun hearing
Oh, yeah.
hearing myself talk
yeah.
back to me right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
The logic I use to explain
Oh,
this
yeah.
isn't clickbait. I did exactly what the title
Yep.
said.
Yeah. And I mean, the comments tell you everything. They're happy people.
Are they? I have no idea. I didn't read the comments on that video.
Great Fran trailer, man. Awesome trailer. Oh wow, that's a great trailer. Looks like the real. It is a real thing. I just mushed them together.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
I have a question. What's your like to dislike ratio on that video?
Oh, in the video, let me go check.
Because I have an app that estimates it, but I don't know if this estimation is correct.
Okay, so it is 86%. 86%. Oh, that's my lowest one.
I just shit. It's almost like Mike. It's almost like I knew it was gonna be your lowest one because like it. Whether or not like look, you can argue it's not clickbait all you want. The like the dislike percentage when it's that low, it's kind of like okay, it probably was clickbait. But
today-
it's okay. It's all right.
Today I got 100. 72 likes, 100%.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, dude, I haven't had 100%. Well, no, the podcast channel gets 100% a lot of the time. But
That is a
my main channel doesn't. But I've been doing pretty good. I'm hovering between 94 and 97 on a lot of the videos. So
Anyway, look, the title that I came up with in the video,
Okay.
because of what I've been kind of looking at the trailer. You know, I broke down the trailer, and I came up with Rise of Demise, which kind of rhymes, right? Breath of the Wild, Rise of Demise, and it's because actually, Link starts off the game by fighting Ganon again. Okay, but this time Ganon takes the sword, he breaks it, and then that's how Demise gets loose. And then how they have to go into the ruins, into the caves, into the zones or whatever, that giant cave little dungeon thingy to try to find a way to fix the sword, because we don't really see the sword. We see the actual sword on him, but we don't know if the sword's already broken by that point. So they're trying to fix the sword or whatever, and then all of a sudden Demise just wakes up and takes care of everything.
I mean,
Spoiler alert. Sorry guys.
spoiler alert. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Can you imagine if it started with the battle again? With the game starts again at the very beginning.
Yeah.
With the battle.
Well, I'd hope the game starts at the beginning, but I'm just giving you shit, Mike.
I'm like, it starts at the beginning. And it starts
Holy
like,
shit! And then it has a middle, and then an end.
but it starts like
And the game will come out at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Pulling a Joyce CJ logic.
when you start the game, you feel like you're actually fighting the final battle, but you're not. It's the beginning. The beginning battle.
Okay.
It's the beginning of the end.
Okay. So, Mike.
Tell me if that's not a cool.
No,
a
it's
cool thing,
I
right?
like the concept.
Fight Ganon. Ganon takes the sword, knowing that Demise is trapped in the sword. He breaks it. He frees him, and all hell breaks loose. Right? And then why do you think everything else starts rising to the sky? I think at the beginning of the game, everything is in the ground. When Demise is loose again, like he was in Skyward Sword, everything rises up again, like it was like everything was in the beginning. So that's how we get the skies islands, and that's how the castle goes up too.
I mean, technically, it wasn't loose in the beginning of Skyward Sword, but we'll leave the technicalities aside.
He wasn't loose.
No, he was stuck in the imprisoned. That big beast you refight like 10 times. He was stuck.
Yeah.
You couldn't leave. So
But he was not in the sword.
the skies were risen before he was imprisoned. That's actually how the story goes. But he was powerful. Anyways, I'm not gonna hit you on your Zelda lore because I don't have Jake Randall here to slap me back.
Right.
I like my theory.
It's okay. No, your theory's fine. I think Demise is back personally.
Yeah.
Eric, well, I guess let's just get the Breath of the Wild 2 conversation out of the way. Do you think it's happening?
I want it so bad. This is gonna be the wet dream of freaking Nintendo Directs here if that happens. And then if they top it off with the next generation Switch, which is going to be the iSwitch, because of course they're pairing with Apple, so you know. Yeah, no. if they I have a feeling we could see a complete reboot of kind of how they started out the Switch with the next generation, where they start out with Breath of the Wild, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year, we haven't had a Mario game in how freaking long.
Are you going next gen? Is what you're calling next?
Yeah. The iSwitch. Yeah. No,
Stab my eyes out.
It just freaking, it makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, we haven't had a Mario game in since Odyssey. Mm-hmm. So how many years now? Yeah. Several. It just makes sense to just like a reboot and completely like redo what you just did, because holy shit, it worked. So it just makes so much logic to do it again with a next system.
Switch it.
So I'm not disagreeing that.
I don't think we'd hear any Mario news, but besides maybe a trailer for the Mario movie or something. But
I don't think a next gen Switch is coming next year. So
how about Bowser's Fury 2? The actual complete game. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have any theories on the title, Eric?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like a no. You're drawing too much of a blank.
Yeah, no.
What's it just called? The Legend of Zelda Going Skyward.
Going Skyward. Yeah. Breath of the Skies.
Yeah, that was one of many.
Well, what's interesting is I've seen a lot of people doing titles like Breath of the. I'm like, I don't think they're reusing part of the subtitle of the last game.
Yeah, the breath is gone.
I mean, the last time they did that was A Link Between Worlds, A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, those games were really, really, really far apart when they did that.
Yeah.
And they're, I don't know. I mean, they are in the same world, so I guess you can argue, same world, better do it. Okay, well, it's going to be Breath of the Sky or
Breath of the Mind.
Breath of the Fart. I don't know. Okay, so setting aside the supposed maybe, Jeff Grubb's very, very certain about the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Gasp the wind. It's just a synonym for breath. It's a synonym for breath and the wild that they come up with.
So, Are you guys
those-
excited for the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess?
I am. I think I am because like you, I didn't complete them in the.
Well, I've completed them before. Just not, I didn't
Proper-
do. I just didn't complete the HD ones.
I didn't do the original ones. I actually started. I started playing that game like recently. But I rather actually start over again on the Switch. You know, hopefully they. I also heard a rumor about. Although this is probably even worse than any other rumor, but
Worse. How much worse does it get?
um an HD version of Ocarina of Time.
How is that bad?
I'm saying like bad as in it's really far off.
As in
like
badass. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say bad as in badass.
like it's not gonna happen. Like a bad rumor is like, man, you put people's hopes up for nothing.
Ah.
Are they? They
I don't know.
HD'd other 3DS games.
Yeah, maybe.
If we can get Sushi Striker in HD, they can take Ocarina of Time 3D and HD that SOB.
I would like to meet the person who named that game.
I mean, they HD'd Metopia of all things. Metopia.
Utopia.
I'm telling you, Ocarina of Time 3D will sell better in HD
Yeah.
than
yeah.
Metopia did.
I believe it.
Of course, I think the problem is with that game is that people they kind of want to see it remade. No more HDing. They want to see that game like redone from the ground up.
Yep, I believe it too. Yeah.
So, getting back to the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, since those are the games that are actually rumored to be revealed, what are you most looking forward to, Mike, with those games potentially coming to Switch?
And they're coming.
Do you have a preference on which one you're going to play first?
Wind Waker for sure. Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Twilight Princess. I've never been into the Link turning into he turns into a dog, right?
Wolf.
Turns into
Wolf, yeah.
like a dog, same thing, canine. So he turns into the wolf, right? I've never been into characters turning into any other thing, especially Link. You know, Link's supposed to be Link with his.
So
green
Majora's
outfit.
Mask is not your kind of game.
I didn't play Majora's Mask.
There
yeah.
you go. Not
Yeah,
your
I
kind of
didn't-
game.
No, it's not my kind of game.
That
yeah.
makes me sad.
I skipped that game.
It makes me sad.
But I love Ocarina of Time. I did love that game. And then I think, you know, I mean, I'm just looking forward to playing it on the Switch and on the big screen, you know. I did start playing it on the Wii U, but the Wii U, you could actually tell the difference between the Switch and the Wii U graphics. They're just not there.
What do you mean they're not there?
They're not there. I can see the difference.
It ran in native 1080p. Most Switch games don't even run in native 1080p.
I guess it's my Wii U. Then it's broken. Then I guess. But
Like the game's not gonna look. I can tell you right now, Mike. The game ain't gonna look any different. It's gonna look exactly the same.
it has to look in 4K, or I'm not happy. 4K.
So well, then that new Switch would have to come this year.
It's not coming this year. It's coming next year.
Well, then the game won't be in 4K because those games are rumored to come this year.
But you know, if I ask
Doug
Bowser.
Doug Bowser. Give me my
pretty-
4K Zeldas now.
4K, Zelda 4K.
Hmm.
But I'm excited. I'm excited about the ports. I think it's a. I mean, we need a Zelda game this year, and it might as well be the ports. I will be more excited, believe it or not, about over a remake. If they take A Link to the Past and they make it like Link's Awakening, something like that, that they announce a remake for like say November, I'll be more excited about that than I would be for the games that you know, a remake rather than a port, because they've already been ported. Like what, this will be the second port for these two games, right?
What?
From
I'm
the
sorry.
Wii-
Can you repeat that?
This will be the second port, or the third port for Wind Waker from the GameCube to the Wii. I mean, from the GameCube to the Wii U, and then from the Wii U to the Switch. That'll be like the third port for Wind Waker.
I hate how we classify games. I mean, the game was remastered. It was the first remaster. That's not a port.
Okay, so remaster.
But this would be a port. This one would be a port.
Yeah, because it's already been remastered. So what we're getting is the same exact thing that's on the Wii U, but on the Switch. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're getting? Port?
Yeah,
Not
that's
a
what
remaster?
that's. It would just be the same game coming over. Yeah. They would
Then that-
they would just rework the they would basically take the inventory system and move it back to the old one. Because on Wii U you managed it on your screen, but
Yeah, I'd be more excited about a remake than a port when it comes to Zelda.
well, remakes always accept. Like the Link's Awakening one they did was really good.
Yeah,
I like that.
that.
It was ground up, new visuals, new engine, new code,
Yeah.
new everything. It was nice. And I would like to see them still use that art style again in another Zelda game, another top-down Zelda game. I'd like to see maybe, if not using that exact art style, then maybe like a variation of it. And Grezzo is always seemingly working on something Zelda, and we haven't seen anything from them since
Right?
Link's Awakening. So they got to be doing something, I'm sure.
Maybe the next.
Eric, what are your thoughts on The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess? Are you even interested in picking either of them
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. I mean,
They're
I
not
have-
Breath of the Wild. Warning.
No,
you.
no,
They're
I-
not Breath of the Wild.
I
Very,
realize
very
that.
different.
Yes, I realize that.
Both are very different from each other. Even.
I mean, I've partially played them just because.
Well, you've seen me
I
play
mean,
The Wind Waker a
that-
ton
yeah.
way back in the day.
Yeah. I know you've handed me the controller plenty of times and sail over there as I go do something else.
because the sailing would take
Yeah,
forever.
right. God, yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to actually go back and actually play them. I know I still haven't played Skyward Sword yet, but that's on my list of games to play. So, give me Zelda.
Just give me Zelda.
I'm okay with it.
give me Zelda. Give me it now.
I know.
Is there either one of those games you want to play first? Like, do you have a preference?
Probably just Wind Waker, just because I've dabbled in it.
So Twilight
So.
Princess, that would be completely new. Nah, I'm good.
No, I'm pretty sure I've dabbled in that too, just because I've
I'm
known
sure-
you for how long and.
Yeah, I don't think Twilight Princess was dabbled in. I was out of high school then.
Maybe not then.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you never played Twilight Princess with me.
I don't know. That's possible. Not. Yeah.
The Wind Waker was different because that was during high school. But
Yeah. No, I did do a little bit of like Googling on like Breath of the Wild 2 name speculation.
by the way,
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a pro tip.
Yeah.
When you play Twilight Princess and you get to the final fight, get your fishing rod out.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Zelda pros know what I'm talking about. Get that fishing rod ready.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So I
If somebody has no clue what you're talking about,
does anybody in the chat know
Does
what I'm
anybody-
talking about? I
anybody know?
swear, with the
Anybody know?
following I have built, if nobody knows what I'm talking about, I'm very, very disappointed. If nobody knows the fishing rod trick. Anyways,
I just want to tell you that when you get to the end, get that fishing rod out. Get that fishing.
get it.
pull your rod out.
Pull your rod out.
Woo. Yeah. Just because I was, thinking of name speculations, I just for shits and gigs Googled it, and came up with, shout out to a little bit of Paul Gale there for
Yes, Natsu.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of Duality. Is what apparently he's been hearing. Paul Gale.
because
Wait. What? Hold on. Who said that?
Paul Gale.
But I've been hearing that for.
Oh yeah, no, I
mean, that's been a
reported.
while ago.
Yeah, I
I mean-
reported on that from Paul Gale. Yeah,
Yeah,
Breath of Duality.
but-
yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty sick name.
Duality.
I think that came from having the ability to play with having Zelda be a playable character, or even going in the future and the past or something like that. I don't know.
Dude, a Four Swords remastered. Logan the Black brought it up. That'd be sick. I don't know how many people liked Four Swords but me. And Four Swords Adventures. By the way, those are two completely different games.
Those games will be awesome to remake for real. These games will be awesome to remake.
What are we breathing in duality, though? It's the breath of duality.
Yes.
So you take a breath, and suddenly, you're a fierce deity. He's back, baby.
Breath of Duality.
Hey. So the breath in the first game, Breath of the Wild is Link's breath in the Wild. In the second game is Zelda and Link's breath. New breath.
Duality of breaths.
The duality, they combine together. They form a heart in the air right before she falls down a crevice. It's never to be seen again.
It's Legend of Zelda, duality of breathing.
At least the princess won't be in another castle. We know, we know that for sure.
There's
That's
that.
just not what Zelda does.
That.
She's in the one castle. Always.
Yep.
Even if, like, it was her castle, but she was kidnapped. Yeah, next time you see her, she'll be in the same castle. Don't worry about it.
Kind of like Mario's missing. He's still in the castle. Why?
Then she falls to her. I think in this game she dies. And Link has to go back to the past and then revive her.
Well, I have a question. Yeah. Do we think, because Breath of the Wild's like in a class of its own for Zelda, and I'm not talking about in terms of people's favorite games. People can have other Zeldas they like better than Breath of the Wild. It doesn't have to be your favorite game, even though it's mine. But that's my personal taste.
Yeah.
But with the sales success of this game, do you think that Nintendo, when they were making this one, was thinking, we need to set this up to be a trilogy?
I think so.
It would not surprise me at all.
I've been saying it the whole time because I mean if they're dedicating so much. Remember, apparently Breath of that second game started out as a DLC, but they had so much to go on that they decided to make the second game, and then they started expanding on that, and then they added more. They said they were making the world bigger, and then they added the skies, and I'm pretty sure they're adding dungeons, and then they're adding the underground. So why would they build this entire world? They're making this entire world that they can reuse again, just for one more game. I think there's another game coming after this one. This has to end on a really cool cliffhanger. I want it to end in a cliffhanger, like not like maybe Link dies at the end or is hurt or something happens. But
It's just going all the way.
Heck, yeah.
Oh man.
Something different.
I mean, Breath of the Wild. So, Breath of the Wild, I'm not gonna say ended on a cliffhanger, but it ended in a way where if you ever, I don't know how many of you guys experienced the true ending. If you didn't know, Breath of the Wild has multiple endings.
Yeah,
We're like one of the only Zelda games that have multiple endings. But there's a true ending, and Zelda drops a massive hint that you ain't done. That you ain't done. The adventure ain't over. We got shit to do. Like this was just the beginning. I'm not going to give you the exact quotes because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. You guys can go look it up yourself if you want, or go 100% the game and figure it out. But
hold up. I just got a thought. Breath of the Wild out of time.
Huh?
A Link out of time or something out of time. Something to do with time because Link and Zelda are both 100 years removed from their time.
That could be interesting. Legends of Zelda.
you know
Link.
what I don't get about that.
What?
So Link was put in a basically cryo chamber to heal, and that's why he didn't age in 100 years. Okay, Zelda wasn't.
She's Hylia. She's a goddess. She has this power.
She dies factually in other games and other timelines.
Not this time. This time she unleashed the Super Saiyan.
Well, I'm just saying. I always thought it was kind of weird that Link not aging made sense. Zelda somehow still being the same age, but was never cryo frozen. In fact, she was wasting energy holding Ganon back, waiting for Link.
All that time for 100 years. That's crazy.
Like, how are you not aging? All the sages aged and died. I never really understood how she didn't age, and it was never really explained. It's like one of the biggest plot holes I think in Breath of the Wild is how it doesn't explain why Zelda didn't age.
Yeah.
It's just never talked about.
I'm telling you, she's immortal.
Maybe it comes up in this game.
Maybe
we find out.
Impa's old as shit.
I mean, Link basically becomes a Greek god in this game, so we'll find out something about Zelda's crazy. Maybe she isn't even Zelda.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
No, yeah.
What if it literally is Hylia? Like literally Hylia. It's not even Zelda. She's just been messing around.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. She could
Take
have
it-
defeated God this entire time, but she make Link go through hell. You know what? I just want to teach her a lesson.
It's all makeup tricks. That's what Sam West said. Thank you so
Lighting.
much.
It's all lighting.
Taker 610, by the way. Thank you so much for the $2 support of the show here. And he says if it's a combo pack, done. If not, I buy Wind Waker first. What's interesting thinking about which one I would get first, because I think it'll be a combo pack. Jeff Grubb has kind of hinted to be a combo pack, but it would be very un-Nintendo-like to make it a combo pack, especially outside of an anniversary. Like they did it with 3D All-Stars, special case anniversary.
But we didn't do anything for Zelda.
We did. Zelda Game & Watch.
Whoa.
Hey, it was listed as an anniversary item.
Whoa.
But it's very Nintendo-like to just sell each one for $60 all over again.
For sure.
But if they do that, I'm not sure which one I get first. I know a lot of people will lean Wind Waker because it's one of the most unique Zelda games. Just art direction and the sailing and the whimsical way that Link fights. He fights with a lot of lightness to his moves. You guys see it when you play Smash. He's a very light character in this game. Kind of flies all over the place. So there's a lot of fun to be had with that. But also Twilight Princess. And I have to say this because I feel like Twilight Princess is not getting the love that it deserves.
No, for sure.
Not only is it the second best-selling Zelda game behind Breath of the Wild, it has possibly the best dungeons in the entirety of Zelda. Now, my favorite dungeon of all time isn't in this game. And I think Skyward Sword's dungeons are actually pretty underrated. But Twilight Princess has 9 full dungeons. I think it's more dungeons than any other Zelda game. And they're awesome. And they have these epic fights. Like, you guys, in this game, you fight a dragon in the sky.
What?
You fight a dragon in the sky. Thank you, Hookshots. Like, it's just such a... It's such like, people don't talk about Twilight Princess enough these days. And part of it, I think, is... I don't want to spoil too much in case it comes out, because there's like a story plot thing that happens that really upsets some people because it ruined what a lot of people's favorite characters to be introduced to Zelda in a long time. Like, they just straight up ruined the character. And it was clearly intentionally ruined. It wasn't like, oh, last second, oh, we changed our minds. No. This was the intent the whole time, and it made people really mad that they did that. But besides that, the dungeons are amazing in this game. I know not everyone's into the wolf mechanics and stuff, but in Midna is one of the best side characters.
Yeah, very underrated character.
One of the best. Like, Midna's the best sidekick. Sorry, Navi. Sorry, Tattle. Sorry, Eslo.
That's not even a competition.
I'm just saying that, like, sorry's Zelda herself, Phantom Zelda, Spirit. Like, sorry to all of you other sidekick characters. Midna's the best, and it ain't even close. And I just feel like every time this stuff comes up, people just talk Wind Waker, and I'm like, where's the Twilight Princess love? Especially here in the West. Twilight Princess sold so well here. Like, you guys remember the Wii U tech demo for Zelda? People got hyped as hell. You're fighting Goma. And it's using the Twilight Princess art style, but brought into a new age. It was almost like the realization of what our dreams were, to see this realistic sort of Zelda game done in their own unique Nintendo way. And it was epic, and it was amazing. And we got to see this like right after the bombing of Skyward Sword. And right before that, the massive success of Twilight Princess. It was so exciting. But we never got a game like that again, at least so far. So
you're not wrong.
I'm kind of tired of not seeing the Twilight Princess love, man. Twilight Princess is great.
I've watched them all played by...
I had to stand up for my favorite princess, damn it.
I've gone through and watched them all played by the Game Grumps. And yeah, Twilight Princess was a freaking great game. So I agree. It's a very
I just think it
very
doesn't
close
come
call.
up enough. Like, when people talk about their favorite Zelda games, it like never comes up. Or if it does, it's like casually passed over, but then they'll passionately talk about Breath of the Wild, or they'll passionately talk about Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, or A Link to the Past, but then Twilight Princess. Oh yeah, Twilight Princess is in there. It's like my number 5 best game of all time. Oh, can you tell me why? I don't know. It's just there. What do you don't know? What do you don't know? What Like, you're the one ranking it. How do you not know? Like, you just went in depth about how amazing Wind Waker was, and that was behind Twilight Princess in your rankings. What is happening?
Oh.
Oh man. Anyways, I'm just trying to make sure Twilight Princess gets some love. I felt like we
absolutely.
weren't even
Yeah,
talking
no,
about.
you're
There's
right.
2 games
You're right.
that
You're
are
right.
rumored to be in this thing. Well, 3 technically, but 2 that they're pretty confident about. It's like we're not even talking about one of them.
No, I mean,
No, so I gotta ask though, just like setting the Zelda stuff aside, like, do you guys have any other expectations for this direct? I mean, the Zelda stuff, obviously, that's a huge deal. Big Zelda guy. The more people that talk about it, the more rumored people that talk about this, the more I'm going to talk about it because I love Zelda. But it can't just be Zelda. There's got to be more here. I'm cool with just a Zelda direct, but
it could be.
there's probably going to be more. I mean, Jeff Grubb even said he knows about some third-party games, so there's going to be more.
I have really, really high expectations for this direct because I want it to make me excited for 2023. I know that we'll probably get by the way, you probably should this in the chat if you didn't know this. November 18th is when Metroid Prime turns 20. So they might announce the Metroid Prime for that date on the 20th anniversary of Metroid Prime. We might get that Prime remake, right? For this year. So I'm expecting that. And then I'm expecting a brand new Mario. I'm expecting a brand new Donkey Kong. They have him stuck in a jungle somewhere, and he's just want to get out and just explore the world. Get him out. Justice Donkey Kong, or Justice for
no, they dropped Donkey Kong and New Donk.
Any votes for
And
Mario?
he's trying to
movie
get back to
trailer?
the jungle.
Anyone thinking Mario movie trailer? Anyone?
I mean, that'd be nice.
It depends. I mean, depends.
Or name.
I think they might not do it on a direct. I think they might do it in the movie theater.
I
don't know. Most companies don't drop the trailers at the movie theater. They just drop them online.
It isn't their Nintendo their first movie. So yeah, it could be dropped. But not a trailer, a teaser.
I mean, there'll be I mean, once they unveil it, there'll be previews at the movie theaters. Of course, on every kid's movie, they'll pay for that ad spot.
I mean, it is over a year away, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's on.
But they could take advantage if they reveal it now and give a trailer. They could start advertising it during all the holiday kids movies.
I mean, true. Although
There's a huge holiday audience going to movies that'll suddenly know
God.
that Mario movie's coming.
It's just hard to. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's just hard to see it if you're gonna drop Breath of the Wild. I mean, even a Mario trailer, is that gonna get overshadowed?
But it'll slap different because it'll end up on websites that Breath of the Wild 2 won't be on.
True.
It's like a different media.
Yeah.
Like, the gamers will talk about it, of course.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, think about all the big name people that are also voice acting. It's gonna be promoted by them as well, and they'll have a whole advertising campaign. Obviously,
Maybe we don't
probably
even-
starting next year.
Maybe we don't get a trailer. Maybe we get a name reveal, too.
But how can you reveal the name for a movie before we even see the movie?
I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna get the Breath of the Wild title too early.
They're gonna show all of this Breath of the Wild 2 stuff, and then reveal the name of the Mario movie. Wait,
No,
wrong name.
We have one more surprise. Hey, here's the name of the Mario movie.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
right.
The Mario movie. That's it.
Yeah, the Mario movie.
I just think we're gonna get a direct that is specifically for The Legend of Zelda, and I think it's gonna be after the February direct, and then March, April, or May we get the release. I think that's how they're gonna do it, because if they say, oh, we don't want to give you the name because it'll ruin the game for you, then
Did they do a dedicated direct for Breath of the Wild?
nothing. I know.
I don't think they did. I know they had the E3, but even the E3 wasn't fully dedicated. I know the show floor was, but if you watch the Treehouse, they were showing other stuff. Wasn't
But then
just
again,
Zelda.
back then they didn't have anything to spoil. It was a brand new.
Well, the biggest thing is they were launching a new system.
Also-
so that was where a lot of the attention was going.
Did they also do a whole lot of dedicated directs back then?
Yeah.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, they did. Man, I mean, I can't remember a time we had a dedicated direct for any Zelda game.
Yeah, I think this time we should get I mean, it's the most anticipated game for Nintendo right now.
But I also think that one of the reasons we don't is it's such a hard game to deep dive without spoiling a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the one thing. Like, you go into the story. Well, the moment you get into the story, you probably already told half of what the story is because Zelda story usually isn't like super in depth.
Yeah, I mean, unless they go over the mechanics, they can go over the weapons, they can go, things like that.
Sure, but they could do that in just a trailer. We don't need like a whole event built around it. But it would be cool. I don't know.
What are you talking about? Of course we need an event built around it.
I'm not
What are
gonna.
you talking about?
I mean, yeah,
Of course we do.
Of course we do. Because they can talk about merch.
Yeah.
They can talk about DLC. I guess already day one DLC. Pick
Yep.
it up. They can talk about a lot of things.
Talk about things longer and
Yeah, they can start to go in depth about technical details of the visuals, which they've never actually done before. But they just decide, hey, today you see the way Link's hair flows, only possible thanks to Switch 2.
Right.
but they can talk about how big the land is, like how much they expanded.
It is 2.5 times the size of the original Breath of the Wild. I'll just be like, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Come again?
Wait a second. Did you just say I'm playing this game for 3,000 hours? Thank you. What just happened?
Yeah, right.
What just happened? Please tell me at some point I can actually explore all of that land, or I'm going to have a problem, you and me, Nintendo. We're going to have an issue. It's fine if you want to warden it off and do some linearity and have some story stuff. But I'm telling you, if there's not a point that I can just go where I want.
Greatest diet of all time, Breath of the Wild 2. I'm going to be so ingrained playing it that I'll forget to eat.
I'm going to find my Ninjala bat and come over there and lay the
Right.
smackdown.
Heck yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I mean, one other game that I'd like to see a little bit more of even is Sparks of Hope. Still. I mean, it's coming out in October.
I think we will see. Like, if this is a general direct that has more than Zelda, then yeah, I think Sparks of Hope makes some sense to make an appearance. It does. I mean, they got to remind people. Like,
Yeah.
I think all the games coming out the rest of this year will get a reminder. The only one that might not is Pokemon because they seem to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Also, we can't ignore this. It's a September direct. What's the NSO update?
Yep.
Every September, they seem to have some major update to NSO.
GameCube and the Game Boys.
At the same time, there's no way they would spread that out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They won't at the.
Are they going to
That
go?
would be insane.
are
I mean, they
just going-
could. They could be like, GameCube's added to the premium. Well, this is added to the $20. And
Hopefully they can do that. They can add the Game Boys to the $20 one, and then add the GameCube to the expansion pack.
oh, I thought you were saying add GameCube to the $20 one, add the Game Boys to the expansion pack, because then I don't have to worry about as if I pay for the same.
Yeah, right. Right.
Thanks, Corey.
Yeah,
Shout out
right,
to Corey.
exactly.
I'm part of Corey's family, apparently. I'm now technically part Canadian. Damn it. Damn it.
Corey's my boy, Blue.
Oh, Canada. Okay.
You went too high.
I don't know the anthem.
You gotta go down.
I've actually, every time it comes on, I mute the TV, so I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's okay. I also usually mute it to our own national anthem because half the time the people singing it aren't very good.
No.
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
this is making my ears bleed. It's time to turn that off.
Talk about disrespecting the country. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
you want to talk about
kidding.
disrespecting the country. One of my kids will sing it one day and it'll be really bad, and I'll just be like, and headphones in. Hey, thank you for this noise cancellation.
Yeah, right.
Just block it out and pretend I'm listening. Oh, that's bad. I just have ear pain when people are really bad at stuff. You should hear when I listen back to myself singing, and I'm like, oh, that was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bad. I feel pretty bad just listening to myself right now on my headphones.
Yeah. I could see him adding Game Boy and Game Gear. Because, I mean, they already added the Genesis.
Game Gear would be interesting.
Yeah,
That's
it would.
one no one's talking about after Genesis got added.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, oh, maybe Dreamcast. I'm like, what about Game Gear?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna, I think they're gonna add Game Boy and GBA.
What if they add Atari?
That'd be interesting.
I don't know if the people that own the Atari rights right now would even allow it, but
They would not say no. They would not say no.
I don't know why they would. I mean, it's. Then again,
I don't even know what games does Atari even own rights to anymore. They've been in big trouble, like financially haven't been in.
that might be why they would never say no.
They just that desperate for relevancy.
Space Invaders?
What do you mean? Well, what's that system that's now not coming out that was supposed to be like the next biggest thing that had like those weird walkie-talkie controllers?
I mean, I still think
The Intellivision in Amico.
Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled that.
Yeah, that could just come to the. I mean, there's something in development for it somewhere. Just bring that to the NSO.
Nintendo's not in the game, charity picking up like failed consoles and stuff. Nintendo only Nintendo's only in the business of getting the elite.
So I can give up on like, God, what was it? The Neo? No, what is it, man? There was this old handheld like back in the late '90s. I can't remember what it was called. It totally bombed. It was so much more powerful than what Nintendo was doing, but it had no games.
The Nat Geo, ColecoVision.
Technically, they're part.
Oh, the Neo Geo Pocket.
Oh, Eric's got a confusion look on his face. What's up?
Technically, Atari owns part of Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah,
they were part publishers.
I know that. Yeah,
that's cool. I don't know.
The last Roller Coaster Tycoon wasn't very good. Sorry, I know you guys sent me this massive media collector's box, and I was actually excited to play the game. I mean, come on, guys, we can do better. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think they still technically own Pong. So
they probably do.
I mean,
that's probably the most valuable IP they have, if we're completely honest, because it's such a monolithic moment in gaming history. You know?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that they were part publisher in Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I knew that. I just didn't bring it up because I have painful memories of playing the Switch version.
Yeah.
It was just
sorry to interrupt.
It's fine. We don't. I mean, that's really the podcast. We don't really have much else. It was a one topic podcast, guys. There is a couple things I want to bring up before we sign out, though. Two big things. One is, hey, we're launching a website.
We're closing everything down. Wait.
tennoprime.net. It's technically up right now. You guys can go check it out. We haven't been updating it with stories that much yet, but we're getting there. Right now, I think we're working on the comment section at the moment. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we can get that figured out tonight. But yeah, we're getting to the point where we're ready to go launch with that. If you're interested in writing for the site, just be sure to hit me up on Discord and/or at Nathan@NintendoPrime.net. We're looking for some volunteer writers. I want to be clear, it's not paid positions. The website makes no money. The website won't even have ads on it when we're fully advertising it out there and sharing stories. It might eventually have ads on it, but it's not something I'm even worried about right now. It's going to pair really nicely with my YouTube channel, which the YouTube channel will obviously be advertised on it as well. But like we do the Prime 5, well, there'll be more than 5 news stories a day on that website. So it'll be pretty cool. And hopefully we can build a nice, healthy community, even just in the comment section, because we're building a pretty awesome comment section. If we can get it to work properly, this comment section is going to be sick. I might spend more time in that than I do on the comments on my videos. So that's how excited I am for this comment section. And hopefully you'll be able to use the social media accounts you already have, so then you don't even have to worry about like, oh, I got to sign up for another thing. No, you don't. Just log in. Yeah, that's what we're working on right now. Are all the APIs for that. But that's just kind of an aside. I'm just going to keep mentioning that until it's actually live, and then I'll mention it some more because it's a big passion project of mine that I'm putting a lot of time into. That isn't something that's about money. It's just about what I'm passionate about. One thing that I need to ask everyone in the chat, though, this is related to everything.
Yeah.
I did a test. Okay. I'm always testing things with YouTube, trying to figure out how this algorithm works. And last night we did a live stream. I didn't stream on Monday. And we did a live stream last night like usual. And what did I say during the live stream? Because I noticed it happening during the live stream. The moment I started streaming, 5 minutes later, the video that I posted that day stopped getting views. Even though it was on a pace of 300 plus views an hour, literally up to the minute I went live. And then it immediately dropped to 20 views.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that. When it's a video to another video, then it won't affect the prior video. But when it's a video then a live, then it affects the prior video for some reason. Weird.
Which is stupid.
So, and I, by the way, it was a total experiment because I put up a video late on Sunday, late night Sunday, and so I already decided, look, I'm not going to release a Prime 5 video on Monday. Because I'm like, hey, let's just be honest, it won't be 24 hours or even close to 24 hours, and so I want to give that video room to breathe, and I don't want to do a live because I was still going to do a live originally, but then that video was still doing really, really well. And I said, you know what? I'm going to skip the live too. And let's just focus on the website. Let's focus on the website. Let's try to just do some serious work there. Then came back on Tuesday, and that video had like 7,000 views or whatever, which is one of my best performing. It is my best performing video in the last 2 months. And then my video yesterday was trending ahead of that video. It was doing even better. And then I live streamed, and the views died. And today's video shouldn't die.
Then you uploaded the wrong video today, and then
No, yeah, but the views are still doing awesome.
oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, they bounce back.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a mistake with the video today, so if it ends up hurting it, it's whatever. But it's still 2 out of 10, so it's fine. What's interesting is the podcast never really hurts anything anymore because hey, we moved it, right? So I started noticing my Wednesday videos were certainly performing a little bit better, even if the topics weren't necessarily the greatest. It would just somehow, if it was really really bad topics without a really big one to push it. It would somehow still find itself dragging itself to 3,000 to 4,000 views. And if it was a good topic, it'd be 5, 6. So it was really interesting looking at that when before I was struggling to even get above 2 consistently, let alone 3. And Wednesdays, we moved the podcast. We now do it over here. I mean, we have yet to hit 100 concurrent while live.
I mean, we're at 88 right now. So.
On any podcast. But our very first episode we streamed over here, we only had 50. Mm-hmm. And then last week we had 70. This week we hit up in the 90s. So the podcast channel is slowly growing in terms of more and more people are watching each episode. And so the podcast channel is showing organic growth right now, just as we're just streaming. We stream every Wednesday. That's all this channel does. Every Wednesday is a stream. I wanted to put clips up at one point. Just decided, you know what? I'd rather do the website. So that's what I'm doing. But here's the thing. I want to ask you guys, because I have a separate live stream channel that I'm slowly building, and I mean really slowly building, but it's going to take like a year before that you can even stream on that channel. Like, you don't just get handed streaming features, guys. You got to have a certain amount of watch hours, certain amount of subscribers, and on top of that, obviously a huge chunk of my revenue comes from streams, so I can't just be like, yeah, now that I have the ability to stream, but I can't monetize anything, let's just put all our streams over there. That makes no sense. So I am going to be using that channel as an on-demand for streams for a while, to just upload them after the fact. But besides that, I am debating on moving my live streams over to this channel until the other channel is big enough.
I agree.
Because this channel, one, has enough subscribers already. This channel is already showing that it can get enough people watching.
We have 5,000 watch hours. Thanks again, YouTube, for reminding us.
We have 5,000 watch hours. Every monetization method is active over here. We have YouTube memberships. We have super chats. We have super thanks. And today I just applied for gifted memberships for this channel, which I'm not approved for yet. That's the one thing we don't have right now, and that is a big revenue driver. By the way, when I say stream over here, it doesn't mean like, oh, if there's a Nintendo Direct, that's still on the main channel. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of the big events. They'll still happen over there. But my nightly streams, game streams, like it could be over here on non-podcast days, so any day but Wednesday. And the streams, again, they won't stay live here. So the channel, when people subscribe to it, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's podcast.
Exactly like what we did with the podcast channel.
But instead, I'll take down the streams here and then just re-upload them on the other channel. So we're still planning to have a separate streaming channel from the podcast because, yes, the goal someday is the podcast. Obviously, this channel is really big on its own and has clips and other things going on it that are podcast related, maybe even in between podcasts, maybe even bonus podcasts, maybe even a sort of Zelda podcast I'm trying to launch that I might host on this channel. So there could be other types of podcasts on this channel as well. So not just the Nintendo Prime podcast. So that's kind of what I'm building this channel towards. But in the meantime, take advantage of the fact that we already spent the time to do this so we can allow the videos at Nintendo Prime to flourish. Now, again, it's always scary. It's always scary because, yes, there are some people that watch live streams on Nintendo Prime that don't watch them here. I don't know how many that is, but there are some. And so it is obviously a revenue risk. I don't have gifted memberships right now. That's a big revenue risk. We only have 2 members on this channel, and one of them's me.
We did get a second one during this podcast.
A second one?
We
So
did.
now we have
got
3.
2.
Okay, so we got 3 then.
I don't.
Who was the second one?
I
didn't see another one pop.
Yes, there was a second one.
Oh, I didn't see a second membership pop. There was Logan's one because he's green. He was the one who joined today.
There's a second one.
I didn't see a second one today. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So it is a revenue
My
risk.
chat just doesn't go back far enough.
But it's less of a risk than just saying, let's go stream on a brand new channel that I can't even monetize. And don't worry, like the money all goes to the same place. Like the money on this channel gets pooled with the money from the other channel anyways. It all gets put in the same pool when I get paid out. So that doesn't matter. That part is irrelevant. So it doesn't really matter if I go on the other channel and says, oh yeah, well now you only made 1,000 here. Yeah, but if the podcast channel made 2,000, whatever, it all goes together. So I'm not really worried about that too much. And if it dips too much, I can always just scrap the idea and go back to streaming on Nintendo Prime. But
Oh, okay. It was Kyle
and I would still, by the way,
037.
Oh, okay. And I would still do specials. Like, I want to understand, I'm not abandoning streaming entirely on Nintendo Prime. Like, major news events, E3, Game Awards, that kind of stuff, still going to happen over there. And yes, I will say this right now. Big launch events for games, I would probably still do over there because that usually lands on a weekend. So, as an example, Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. Damn right, we're doing a 3-day stream. Yulia already knows. It's happening. A marathon 3-day stream launch. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's already happening. They're already working on plans for it. And that'll happen over there. But again, those are special events. It's like a Prime Gaming Fest type event. That's a special event. I might even have to work out Eric to get involved because, especially if I want it to be a never-ending stream, 24-hour stream, someone's got to play while I sleep because I'm literally not going to stay awake. I will die.
Just take a camera onto the bed and just
72 hours.
Just hand the controller to my dog.
Yeah.
But I mean, and Eric wouldn't continue my save. He would just play his game, and continue his journey. So it'd be kind of like 2 of them. And then if we happen to be awake at the same time, I've got multiple capture cards. You can watch both of us play at the same time.
how about
And the chat can vote which one they want to see. Like every now and then we can like flip it and have a big screen mode, and the chat can vote on who they want to see going.
vote it out
Oh man, dude, I'm fighting this really awesome boss. Oh, I just got voted. Someone just spent $10 to vote you out. It's Eric only. It's Eric only. It's Eric only. Like, guys, you're missing it. Look at this amazing cutscene. Hold on, listen to the audio first. No, Nate, spoiler. Hey, you kicked me off my own stream.
You're watching a Breath of the Wild 2 stream.
Right.
Everything is
Anyways,
spoiler.
So
Yeah.
So this is just something that I kind of thought about today after doing my little experiment there. And I know it's not a lot of data to go off of. Clearly, it's just like a 1-day thing. I tried it. But I think that if we can transition it properly here and not negatively impact the revenue, that I think we should be okay. And I think it helps the algorithm stop getting confused. Because like adding more live streams to this channel that does a weekly live
It's not
stream
going to hurt anything.
shouldn't really
Actually, it might help it.
shouldn't even affect the algorithm.
Actually, it might help it because there's more content.
Well, plus, what do I do in most of my live streams, guys? I talk, right? I talk to you guys, talk about games. I talk. I give opinions on stuff. What's the podcast? It's getting friends together to do the same thing, basically, right? So it's, it kind of sort of fits into that similar conversational like content here. So it kind of all just goes together.
See, my question is, why have 3 channels where you can have Nintendo Prime Live, where you do the lives and the podcast?
Because I want the podcast to be its own thing. Like my goal one day is that the podcast is like the biggest thing I do.
Okay, so the Nintendo Prime podcast and live.
So just dump the main channel.
Yeah.
No, just dump the main channel. Yeah, Nintendo Prime, you're done. You're just a website now.
Yeah, right.
It's just a memory. Anyways, just checking out what some of you guys said in the chat. He says, let me see. Chris Gonzalez says, now you know, Nate, just don't do it on same day. Same day as what?
Yeah, the last video. It wasn't even.
But here's
not
the thing:
same
I
day.
do a video every day, so that's kind of the.
But
thing.
even then, his last live stream was not on the same day as the video that it affected. So.
Well, yeah, the video that was affected was the video that came out the same day, which was yesterday.
Oh, it was the same day.
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Bidding more to stream. I would donate for Eric more only. I'm sure you would, Blue Moon. Streaming is now an all-out war. Nintendo Prime Cast Live. Yeah, so there's... It's just... Guys, put it this way. When you've invested the kind of money I've invested in my studio specifically for the podcast, like, I don't want to cheapen what I'm doing here. This is more... Like, this decision has nothing to do with the podcast. It has to do with my main channel and trying to do what's best to grow that channel and not hurt it. Because I think sometimes not only the live streams hurt the views, there are different kind of content as well. So like if they follow for news and they come to the stream and they see me doing shots and this other stuff, and they're like, man, this is like so different. They might just go, I'm out. Whereas you're only really going to follow over here if you want the podcast or you happen to want to watch the lives. And eventually I don't know. So like...
I see. I get it now. I get it. It's like what RGT has. He has his main news channel, and then he has his other like channel. He does whatever he wants with all the lives and all the stories and all that stuff. So basically, have that separate channel for the lives. Have your podcast strictly for the podcast, and then also have your.
Well, it's called having your cake and eating it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 slices.
I mean,
like what works at your channel and it's working, so keep doing that.
How many channels does Mr. Beast have now?
A lot.
I mean,
but he's also got a whole.
Well, I mean,
conglomerate.
Yeah, but
and he's hiring. He has like over 100 employees.
Yeah, but he's obviously on a different level. But
right.
That's why I said like it does make sense though to have a live stream channel and a podcast channel and this. The problem is I'm too small to really have those 3 at the same time at the moment. But the podcast channel is growing to a point that I can move the lives here for now, temporarily, because I don't do standard uploads here. And then use the back catalog of those streams to build up the new streaming channel, which I get. We're probably not going to transition to the streaming channel for like a year. Basically, we did this with the podcast. We spent a year building up the podcast channel, and now here we are. It took us almost a full year before we actually started streaming the podcast on the podcast channel. We were still doing it at Nintendo Prime because we were afraid of a viewership loss. And I will be honest with you guys, we do have a viewership loss. We do. We took a hit. Our podcast was getting almost 2,000 views an episode over on Nintendo Prime just off the live stream. We took a hit. We were getting 150 plus live viewers on our podcast. My other live streams would struggle to get 100, but the podcast, 150 every time. It was like clockwork. And we've basically halved the viewership by moving over here. However, as I've noted, 3 episodes in a row, 3 times the viewership has gone up. Now, the viewership on this episode overall will be lower because it's not as long. But still.
We've talked for a while.
No, it's only been 2 hours. The last episode was like 3. And we're basically done. So anyways, the chat seems to think it's an okay idea to try it. Yeah, it's because I cut out. There was a... I'll tell you about it later. There was...
Fun stuff.
I bumped a button on here that I shouldn't have bumped.
Nice.
And didn't notice.
Fantastic.
Happens. I have wide elbows. Wide elbows hit things. Anyways, you guys are awesome. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. If I owe an apology to anyone, it's anyone who's currently listening to the audio version of this podcast. I deeply apologize. It's been over a month that haven't gotten them up. And a lot of it's because we transitioned to this. And the funny thing about transitioning to this on this podcast channel is I don't have separate audio at the moment because I still don't have a micro SD card put into my Rodecaster. So I still have to download the episodes and re-edit the audio. And I just haven't got around to doing it. Honestly, what's going to happen, and I really apologize. By now, when you hear this one, it's a little late for me to apologize, but there's going to be a day that like 4 episodes go up in one day, and it is what it is. I got to catch up. So, all right, I think we're good.
I mean, considering you can buy a terabyte micro SD on AliExpress for $1.99.
You got any $1.99?
$1.99.
Yeah, okay, that's not actually terrible. Mike, you got any upcoming content you want to tease?
Okay. So I have I got the regular news, and on the 28th, I have on September 28th, I have a challenge on my channel called 100 Days, 100 Videos. For the last 100 days of the year, I will be uploading a video every single day. And in every single video, there'll be a part of my story, of me, of who I am. So it'll be a regular news video, right, on weekdays and on the weekends. But at the end of them, you'll have a tidbit, like a little bit of me. So it'll be for the last 100 days of the year. So yeah, it's
Crazy.
called 100 days, 100 videos. It's gonna start on, I think, on the 20 something of September, which is where the first day of the last 100 days of the year starts. That's basically what I'm got going on. And then at the end of the month on September, I have Henry McIntyre, the voice of what's his name again? Noah from Xenoblade
There you
Chronicles.
go. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's Noah. Yeah.
Yeah, Noah. Yeah.
So Noah from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So you guys like Noah? Cool. He's gonna be basically interview podcasting him next month. So that should be fun. Awesome. Well, that's really cool, Mike. I can't wait to look forward to it. Are you still gonna be doing some of those comment challenges you get sometimes?
Oh yeah, I do the, basically, if I see somebody challenge me in the comments, then that will trigger what's called Odyssey News Speedrun Edition. Okay?
Yeah, you
That
failed the
means
last
that-
one.
Yeah, I failed the last one badly. So that means that a 2-minute timer. It can't do 3 minutes. It has to be 2 minutes.
Three's too
2 minutes.
easy. Three's too easy.
Yeah, 2-minute timer goes up, and I have to deliver the news in its entirety, not try to make it shorter. In its entirety.
Yeah, no cuts. Yeah, it's no
Ow.
cuts. That's the big thing. You
And
make a
let's-
mistake, you roll with it.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it before. In less than 2 minutes, or whatever the challenge you guys issued, I have to do it. Like, for example, I think I got a challenge. I accepted a challenge that if there is no Nintendo, well, that's not with the thing, but
Yeah, that's
I
a
think-
different. That's like a bet.
yeah. But then I saw another one that has to do with some kind of pepper. But I'm looking for challenges that have nothing to do with eating spicy things.
Because you think you've hit your limit. No Carolina Reaper challenge for you.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets old. Another spicy thing. I'm like,
That's because
something-
they love your reactions to it.
yeah, like, okay.
You know what the problem is, Mike? You did it to yourself by coming on Prime Gaming Fest and eating the hot chip.
Yeah.
That's what did it. That's honestly what did it. Now, no, everyone knows. Oh, he didn't handle that well.
Let me give you ideas. You can challenge me to wear, like, let's say, dress as the entire episode, or
Let me tell you what I'm willing to do. That's no fun, Mike. That's no fun.
do an episode as Beast Mike or whatever, something different.
No spicy Mountain Dew. It's not that spicy, but
No, it's
the
not. That's not spicy.
problem with the spicy
It's just
Mountain
not
Dew.
good.
No, the reason that I struggle with it is, one, it doesn't taste good because it's live wire, but then they bastardize it. So they took a soda I really love, and then they made it taste nasty. And then for the $100 thing I do on my live stream, I chug the entire can, so it's a ton of sugar.
No, you don't chug it. You shotgun the damn thing.
Well, it's the same,
least-
same difference. No, I stopped. Okay,
You
so I
stopped
shotgun
shotgunning?
2 of them.
Yeah.
I stopped doing a straight shotgun with it
Your
because
ceiling still hasn't. hasn't.
that's exactly because of the electronics around me. I decided I'll just crack it and chug it. I'm not gonna risk destroying things. After 2 cans of that, I'm like, yeah, I couldn't find a way to make that better.
And I
should've
shoot my
known.
videos at 6:30 in the morning, all of them. So
Yeah.
all my videos in the morning. That way,
Yeah.
I can get the video out before. By the way, Nate, the testing that I've been doing is good. If you release the video out before 11 a.m., that's a really good time. And then it'll skyrocket the first couple of minutes, like around that 11 a.m. to 12 before noon.
Yeah, I know. Getting out like right at lunchtime or right before lunchtime is always a good one.
days.
Because people watch it over lunch.
That's always like my goal, but then things come up. What came up to? Oh, today was just bill day. I was just dealing with a lot of bills this morning, so
Something
I couldn't
with
put that stuff off.
Peppers. I don't know. Like,
What?
I'm still on the hot sauce and peppers conversation. I'm like, something other than hot sauce and peppers.
So I so what you're saying is I should challenge you to your next video, or I send you a bottle of Beyond Insanity. Hot sauce.
I would, but I don't have it, and it has to.
I'll
and
send
then
it to you.
And then it's so early in the morning, like, what would I like? Do I have to make a challenge?
There you go. You turn not super.
Well, you
no, no.
complete the challenge and you don't have to do it.
No,
Extra
Mike.
motivation, Mike.
You go from super spicy to super sour.
Oh, that's good too. That's
Ooh,
really
that's
good
a good
too.
one.
You
That's
see,
not
that's
bad.
a good one. Stuff like that. It doesn't have to be spicy all the time.
Yeah, super sour.
Like, what's the sourest thing in the world? Like, what's the sourest
I
candy?
mean, you
or
could
what?
just see. I'll give you like, look, I'll give people ideas because Mike did bring up like example. Have I don't know one of your kids pie you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, we've had that a couple times on our channel. It's always a fan favorite.
Iced on the pants is always fun.
Iced on the pants. Yeah, they seem to love that one.
I mean, we could just bring up the punishment wheel.
Yeah, I have a whole wheel of punishments, but here's the thing. We're not supposed to give Mike the ideas. They're challenging him.
Yeah.
His audience needs to come up with the ideas. I got plenty. Don't worry. I'm going to come up with a really good idea, and I'm going to challenge Mike myself. Of course, he'll probably just reject the challenge because it'll just be a little bit too harsh. But I promise it won't be spicy.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's going to be good. Doesn't mean you're going to like it.
You're going to drink ocean water.
You might be begging for the spice.
You're going to drink ocean water.
No,
oh, God.
I won't make him sick. He's got kids. See, with you, I'm like, whatever. You've got kids.
if I die, nobody
You're
cares.
not going to die. You might get hospitalized. You'll live. People accidentally swallow ocean water all the time. But I was like, but what if I have to drink it? That's what I'm
I mean, I would do the spicy Mountain Dew. I haven't had that before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's not
compared to that hot
it's
sauce
not
you did, it's nothing.
Terrible, but
It's the chugging of the whole can at once
Right.
without stopping. It's just not. I don't know. With me, it just isn't good. Some people probably love it because it's still being sold, so clearly it's selling. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like people who love like the spicy. But see, I understand the hot and spicy. Not just the hot and spicy ramen, but the Cheetos, the flaming hot Cheetos. I get it. They're not that bad. Like they're not my cup of tea. But yeah, I've had a little bag of them before. I get it. Like I can understand where some people are into that. But like I don't know how people are into that. I don't know. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it. Unless Eric has something coming up that he's doing magically besides helping me with the website.
no.
If the website comment system's working tomorrow, you can probably thank him.
Maybe.
Basically, if I decide to launch the website tomorrow officially, it's probably thanks to Eric. Or maybe I had an epiphany. I don't know.
It's possible. Well, we have to look at the damn comments and figure it out. And I don't know. This API is being a pain in the ass.
Watch me go and it's working now. All
Yeah.
right. Well, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This was episode 65 of the Nintendo Prime Podcast. We'll be back same time next week. Well, maybe actually on time. We were a smidge late because of some tech issues, but that's all right. Yeah. And I don't know if we have any, like, sometimes I like to tease special guests. I don't really have anyone lined up at the moment, but I have a number of people knocking on my door trying to get in. Like, Jake's trying to get on an episode, so you can probably expect him at some point here coming up. So I don't know about next week, but we'll see. Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your night.
Peace.
Later.
Da, 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 da.